Я всех приветствую. Начинаем очередной обзор.
So, Saturday night, the big night, date night, Saturday night, Saturday night.
No plans, huh?
Not a one.
Not even say breaking up with Janice.
Oh, right. Shut up.
Chandler, nobody likes breaking up with someone. You just gotta do it.
No, I know, but it's just so hard, you know? I mean, you're sitting there with her, she has no idea what's happening, and then you finally get up the courage to do it. And there's that horrible, awkward moment when you've handed her the note. So, Saturday night, the big night.
Большая ночь. Это большой вечер. Big night, an important and usually anticipated evening. Важный и обычно ожидаемый вечер. Долгожданный вечер. Долгожданный вечер. Большая ночь. Важный вечер. Finally, the big night had come. Наконец-то, в конце концов, долгожданный вечер настал. Кому интересно, можете примеры посмотреть. Мы двигаемся дальше.
Cool thing, like I'm representing the United States as kind of the winner of the entrepreneurial competition. Like that's fun, right? That's pretty unique, pretty a special thing.
So then all that led up and then it was the big night.
It was the big night.
I mean, I'm gonna need to go collect myself now. That was absolutely insane. I have no words. I'm speechless and forever grateful and humbled by this. I'm gonna go rest up before the big night. I'll see you in a little bit.
Decide to walk for a few reasons, and then they revisited it about 4 or 6 weeks later.
That was the best day of your life, right? When you knew that your daughter was marrying such a top class human being. That must have been a big night for you.
Well, that was a big night, but the bigger night was after when we finally got to know you, before the big night.
Which was when?
It's now 2 days before the big night, and the excitement is building.
Tonight's the big night.
Ну вот, и исходя из примеров, big night для каждого это что-то свое. Каждый смысл свой вкладывает. Ладно, поехали дальше.
Date night, Saturday night, Saturday night.
Date night, свидание ночью, вечер, свидание.
Date night.
An occasion where an established couple, especially one with children, go for a night out together. Случай, по которому established у нас устоявшаяся вот пара или состоявшаяся уже, особенно с детьми, выходит. Вот night out мы уже рассматривали. Вечер, проведенный вне дома, загул, вечеринка. They try to make sure they have a date night at least once a month. Они пытаются to make sure, убедиться, обеспечить, что они имеют вечер свиданий, at least, по крайней мере, 1 раз в месяц. Двое людей, которые уже женаты, или who have been in a relationship for a long time, которые уже давно в отношениях. Keep your relationship alive with regular date nights. Жите ваши отношения живыми с регулярными вечерними свиданиями.
What's your favorite date night activity?
Watching Housewives.
And we were alone in a house, just the two of us. It was very special.
Did he go the traditional route by asking for permission from your dad?
Yes, he did.
What's his worst habit?
He doesn't have any.
What do you admire the most about him?
His heart for other people.
What's your definition of a perfect date night?
Staying in, ordering food, and watching TV.
Haley, what are you watching at the moment?
This Is Us.
So you mentioned meeting your wife through a meatball recipe. Do you have any other fun date night recipes that really get you excited?
Yeah, I think that's so funny. So I'm trying to think. Like, I think one really great thing to do is to cook together if both you and the person you are, having a romance with enjoy cooking.
Обратите внимание, после глагола enjoy у нас идет всегда герундий в форме ing.
And create a real routine with them. You can have an ongoing chat, but also maybe have a weekly date night where you're specifically just going over all of your money stuff and can keep each other accountable in a fun way. And if this person is hard to find in your personal life, start finding these communities online.
We have other educational programs as well?
Yeah, so I'm hoping to have programs for both youth and adults alike. Adults like to learn as well. We're lifelong learners, so I want to make sure that there's not just an adult night. Of course, that's fun to have a date night at the museum.
No plans, huh?
Not a one.
Никаких планов, а ни единого.
Not even say breaking up with Janice.
Not even say breaking up with Janice. Not even Even даже не скажешь break up with расставание. Также у нас break up может использоваться, когда по телефону разговариваешь, связь прерывается. Часто используется как разрыв отношений. Break up, to end a partnership, some kind of a romantic relationship. The Beatles breaking up is considered a pivotal moment in rock history. Распад Beatles считается кардинальным или центральным моментом в истории рока. Вот видите, здесь герундий, а вот здесь как существительное. Смысл, в принципе, такой же. Вот в Кембридже этот фразовый глагол может быть использоваться как с объектом, так и без объекта. Если break up with, вот with her boyfriend, объект, а здесь уже без объекта. Вот Jenny и George субъекты have broken up, расстались.
These new emotions that we're feeling right now with in this kind of like brave new world that we're living in. But it's true, like, you know, getting someone breaking up with you via text message, that's like a different emotion. That's a different emotional state than someone doing it to your face. Or, you know, so there's all of these different ways that our relationships are mediated, and they create new emotions. And I feel like those new emotions.
I have gotten a few very random emails from men proposing to me. And usually they say, there have been 3 marriage proposals, I think. And usually they say, women keep breaking up with me because they call me too cheap. So they seem to hope that I could, you know, embrace that part of them.
You need to get yourself as far away from this as possible. As I tried to process what he was saying, I was thinking, what the hell is wrong with you? We can't do this now. So I asked him, are you breaking up with me?
Still, if you hang on to this, you're going to be in a situation where who knows when it's going to end, so you're going to be hanging on for so long, which is going to cost you opportunities with other women, or maybe she does end up breaking up with her boyfriend and she goes with you. You don't want to be with a girl fresh out of a relationship. She has way too much baggage, way too much drama, and still probably has feelings for the guy, even if she's the one who breaks up with him, because that's just how this stuff works. So ideally, you want to be with someone who is not fresh out of a relationship. I'm talking about 6 to 9 months.
You can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one. Breaking up with someone can be hard, but to get to the good times...
Oh, right. Shut up.
Right, shut up. Верно, shut up. Замолчи, заткнись. Обычно используется в невежливой форме. Могут быть и другие значения. Вот классический пример. To stop speaking. Остановить говорение. Другой пример. To cause someone to stop speaking. Silence someone. Быть причиной, что кто-то прекратил говорить. Silence — тишина, но и как глагол у нас может использоваться как утихомирить кого-нибудь. То есть успокоить, в смысле сделать тихим кого-либо. The children's yelling was disturbing the neighbors, so I went in and shut them up. Крик детей причинял беспокойство соседям. Поэтому я вошел и заставил их замолчать. To shut and lock some building for temporary period of time. Закрыть или запереть здание на временный период по времени. We shut up the camp for the winter. Мы закрыли этот лагерь на зиму. Либо мы закрываем этот лагерь на зиму. Shut — форма и в настоящем времени такая же, и в прошедшем. Shut up. To close building. To terminate business. Терминатор. Ликвидация. Ликвидировать бизнес.
Terminate.
Вот еще интересно, в Wiki Dictionary как восклицание может быть использоваться. Разговорное. I don't believe it. No way. Ни за что, не поверю. I got accepted to yell. Shut up, really? That's awesome. Меня зачислили, я был принят в Ель. Да не поверю. No way. Круто. Смотрите, вот синонимы. I don't believe it. Get out. В друзьях часто будет использоваться, когда ты что-то не веришь. Get out. В смысле, не верю. Не может быть. Never know. No way. You don't say. Тоже идиома. Неужели? В друзьях тоже используется. Стоит заметить, когда вы говорите «прекрати разговаривать», это выражение rude, грубое, forceful and impolite. Impolite — невежливое. Forceful — напористое. A neutral alternative is be quiet. Be quiet можно заменить. Be quiet. Будь тихим. Стоит заметить, когда это используется как выражение неверия, it's not usually taken as offensive. То есть это обычно не принимается как оскорбление. Это в этом смысле. Когда вы не верите, shut up, вы, в принципе, Не в том смысле, что просите его замолчать, да, а просто выражение неверия. Shut up, word hunt. Это словосочетание to be shut up, сидеть взаперти. Рассмотрим примеры, как носители используют это выражение.
That destroys their potential over the course of a lifetime. Little kid is singing and you say, shut up. You know, your voice is terrible.
I completely lost it. With an intentionally angry edge, I screamed, everybody just shut up and do what I say. You are the worst.
Person whose seat I'm sitting in will see me and start barking at me. You're sitting in my seat, you're sitting in my seat. Now shut him up real quick by giving him my first class ticket. Now watch it. I haven't lost my status.
He was faithful and he was despised. And eventually they threw him in a pit to try to shut him up.
6 weeks after the passing of my granddad, my nanny had passed away too, both on my mum's side. So you could imagine what I was thinking. Whatever I'm going through in my life can't even compare to what my mum is going through and family alike at this particular stage. So as I did for those previous 2 years, I shut up shop, I put up that poker face and said everything was absolutely okay.
Dreams you've been praying about. Lack is not your destiny. Constantly struggling, barely getting by is not the end of your story. These light afflictions are for a moment. The adversity is temporary, the glory is eternal. There are some dreams shut up in you. Like fire, you're going to feel.
Ну вот здесь используются мечты, которые shut up in you, которые скрыты в тебе, прячутся в тебе, закрыты в этом смысле.
Like fire, you're going to feel your destiny calling out.
It's just like our bodies require physical activity to keep it strong and healthy and active. Our minds are muscles that also require exercise and regulation to keep it strong and happy and healthy and active. And a lot of times people neglect their minds because they forget this point. And if you think meditation is hard, you are absolutely right. It's very difficult to get your brain to shut up for longer than 5 seconds and not think about something else. And
Успокоить свой мозг, то есть, чтобы он не думал. Никаких мыслей там не было. Get your brain to shut up.
Chandler, nobody likes breaking up with someone.
Chandler, nobody likes breaking up with someone. Chandler, никому не нравится расставаться с кем-либо. Здесь грамматика. После like глагола у нас можно использовать как инфинитив to break up, так и герундий breaking up, кому как удобно.
You just gotta do it.
You just gotta do it. Ты просто должен сделать это.
No, I know, but it's just so hard, you know? I mean...
Oh, I know, but it's just so hard, you know? I mean... Нет, я знаю, но это просто так сложно, ты знаешь, я имею в виду.
You're sitting there with her, she has no idea what's happening, and then...
You're sitting there with her, she has no idea what's happening, and then ты сидишь там с ней, и она понятия не имеет, что происходит. И потом, затем...
You finally get up the courage to do it.
You finally get up the courage to do it. И в конце концов, и окончательно get up поднимаешь the courage, смелость, чтобы сделать это. Get up the courage to do it и идиома, набраться решимости, собраться духом, что-то сделать. Get up the courage. Draw upon one's courage. Draw — рисовать, как глагол, и также тащить может использоваться. Притащить чью-либо смелость. Resolve to do something. Решиться что-либо сделать. I wanted to ask Mary Sue to the prom, but I couldn't get the courage up. Я хотел позвать Мэри Сью на выпускной, но я не смог набраться духа. Синоним get enough nerve up. Другой синоним также get the guts up to do something. Собраться духом, академики. Примеры. You're trying to get up the courage to ask me to dance. Ты пытаешься набраться смелости пригласить меня на танец. Кому интересно, можете посмотреть. Двигаемся дальше.
You know that job where you want to wake up every day and you want to go to your job. I wasn't having that. And I knew that I had to get out and get up the courage to change my career and my professional route that I was on that.
Yes. Hi. So I've been trying to get up the courage to just tell you this when I see you around the last 2 days, but I couldn't because I was too shy. So here I'm going to tell you in front of everybody.
Out about hiking trails in San Francisco. So I ended up deciding to create one. It was amazing. It took me about 6 months to get the courage up to send the book proposal, and I actually heard back the next day that the publisher was interested.
I couldn't get home because my wallet's in the car, so I walked to the bank only to find out that my identity was robbed, and I'm penniless. So I'm walking home. I finally get home. I open up the door. I yell to my wife. There's a note that she left me. So I came to this bar to just put an end to it. I was staring at my drink, trying to get up the courage. Then I took out a cyanide pill. I broke it. I mixed it in. Just as it dissolved, you come over and drink my drink.
And so I resolved that that would be my next project. And I just want to say, so we can get on with this next question, but it took me another 4 years before I was able to get up the courage to talk to the Martha Graham Company, to Janet Elber, who was the director, and get her approval for my project.
Okay, I think it's addressed to one specific person. You really got the guts to break up with me over email, bitch?
And had to turn around in bad weather. We turned around just a few hundred feet in a storm. So that was, of course, disappointing. Because we were the first American women's Everest expedition, we had all this media coverage, and then we didn't make it. And it took me 8 years before I got up enough guts to go back to the mountain and try it again. But I went back in 2010, did make it to the summit, and that was the Adventure Grand Slam.
We aren't knocking Christine seriously, even signing up for lessons in order to prepare for the big day. We aren't knocking Christine's singing, but the moment Christine takes the stage is pretty awkward. Still, we have to hand it to her. It takes a lot of guts to get up in front of all your friends and family and belt out a song.
Oh, well, you know, I had tracked him down years ago, you know, just never got the nerve up to come see him.
When you get your nerve up, I'll be at the bar, waiting.
And I never got the nerve up to ask you to dance.
Horrible, awkward moment when you've handed her the note.
There is that horrible, awkward moment when you handed her the note. И этот ужасный, неловкий момент, когда ты вручил ей записку. Hand her, у нас имеется в виду передать что-то. Hand у нас рука. To pass or give something to someone directly. Передать или дать что-то кому-либо прямо. Hand Ed this envelope. Will you? Передай Эду этот конверт. Хорошо? Передашь? You'll see him before I do. Ты увидишь его, прежде чем я увижу. Обратите внимание, will you, вежливая форма используется. Если бы он просто здесь точка была бы, передай Эду этот конверт, и все. Как будто не очень вежливое обращение. А will you, он добавляет вежливую форму. При условии, что он, конечно, соблюдает вежливый тон. Рассмотрим примеры.
I remember it was sunny out. The windows were open. There were bed sheets on the clothesline on the back deck. Mom was sitting in her recliner watching television. And I handed her the letter, and I just said, I'm sorry. And that's all I knew.
And she asked the police, the Ustasha, if she could have the baby. And my mother handed her the baby with the hope, of course, of saving his life.
Obviously, you were.
Yeah, you're our accidental love child.
Yeah, I mean, when you got here, I was like, oh, he's here, so.
Like bummed out? Yeah, you were all bummed out about it? Yeah, when you came out, the doctor handed it to the nurse handed it to me, I handed it to her, and then she tried to hand it back around, but it stopped.
I thought we were playing hot potato.
Hand me the red chip. Hand me the red chip like this. You do it. Hand me the red chip like this. That's hand me the red chip.
Look, hand me the balloon and I'll show you.
So, Saturday night, the big night, date night, Saturday night.
No plans, huh?
Not a one.
Not even, say, breaking up with Janice.
Oh, right. Shut up.
Chandler, nobody likes breaking up with someone. You just gotta do it.
No, I know, but it's just so hard, I mean, you're sitting there with her, she has no idea what's happening, and then you finally get up the courage to do it. And there's that horrible, awkward moment when you've handed her the note.
Why do you have to break up with her? Be a man. Just stop calling.
If you want, I'll do it with you.
Oh, thanks, but I think she'd feel like we're ganging up on her.
No, I mean, you break up with Janice, and I'll break up with Tony.
Oh, you're breaking up with Tony?
Yeah, I know, he's sweet, but it's just not fun anymore, I don't know if it's me, or his hunger strike, or I don't know.
Why do you have to break up with her?
Why do you have to break up with her? Почему ты должен разрывать с ней отношения?
Be a man. Just stop calling.
Be a man, just stop calling. Будь мужиком. У нас также, в принципе, говорят, принимая ответственные решения. Stop calling в герунде идет после стоп, если мы просим прекратить действие этого глагола. Прекрати звонить.
If you want, I'll do it with you.
You know, if you want, I will do it with you. Ты знаешь, если ты хочешь, я сделаю это с тобой.
Oh, thanks, but I think she'd feel like we're ganging up on her.
Спасибо, но я думаю, она feel like почувствует. Feel like просто чувствовать, как мы были нападающими на нее, как бы сговорились против нее. Популярное выражение feel like something doing, to seem to be something. Казаться быть чем-то. I felt like a fool when I couldn't remember her name. Я чувствовал себя дураком, когда я не смог вспомнить ее имя. И другой пример, когда у нас после feel like пользуется герундий feel like something doing. Иметь желание что-то делать, быть в настроении. Мне хочется покупаться. Или мне хочется пойти поплавать. Пример из Фарлекса. И мы можем использовать как герундий, так и просто существительное. Noun phrase. Вот видите два примера. I feel like going for a walk. You can say I feel like a walk. Вот мне хочется выйти на прогулку, прогуляться. Оба варианта допустимы. I feel like a cup of coffee. Мне хочется чашку кофе. Вот еще обратите внимание, вы можете говорить feel like to do something. То есть после feel like только ing, либо форма существительного. A walk. Но ни в коем случае инфинитив. Словосочетание на вордханте feel like oneself. Чувствовать себя в своей тарелке комфортно. На академике мне нравится feel like быть не прочь что-то сделать.
With or without you. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. No woman, no cry. Mama, this surely is a dream. I come from London under.
Something in you can no longer be ignored. You feel like the life I'm living, the person I'm being, is not making me happy. And something's got to give.
That occurs when you're truly being you. Because the thing about being you is it's just got a sense of space. And here's the other part. It doesn't feel like anything. So a lot of people are like, how do I feel? What am I going to feel when I be me? I'm like,
What did it feel like being blocked on Twitter by the leader of the free world?
Euphoric. Right? We hold ourselves to these levels of perfection. We think we should be feeling this way. I should be happy all the time and love my son all the time and feel like being a mom's the greatest thing in the entire world all the time.
Now, the other way that we use this verb is to express that we want or we feel like something. I could say, I really fancy fish and chips tonight. And that means I really feel like fish and chips. I want fish and chips. Or in a question, do you fancy going to the pub? Do you want to go to the pub? Do you feel like going to the pub? Now note, I said, do you want to go? But do you fancy going? Do you feel like going? So remember that if you use it in an exam.
Рассмотрим выражение ganging up on her. Gang up on somebody to form into a group and attack someone. Сформировать группу и атаковать кого-либо. Physical attack, but it can also be a verbal attack. Физический, либо это вербальная атака может быть словесная. We can win against the robber unless we gang up on him. Мы не можем победить грабителя, если только мы не объединимся против него. Cambridge to unite as a group against someone. Объединиться как группа против кого-либо. Johnny says the girls in his class are ganging up on him and teasing him. Джонни говорит, девочки в классе ополчились на него и дразнят его.
These factors are going to have much more of an impact, are going to have a large impact on how well you perform in that interview.
That's right, and it comes down to the fact that on any sort of event, some things are going to work in your favor. It feels, and again, imagine, sometimes it feels like that, right? Things are conspiring against you in the world. It feels like the world is ganging up on you, and everything is just going really badly. And
the way we noticed that Dad was getting the depression was we saw that he was really negative. He certainly wasn't getting any work done. He felt like he always thought that we were all ganging up on him. Every time we said something negative, he really took it the wrong way and really took it to heart.
So obviously the answer, are you expecting anything different today, Jeff? It's yes.
Mr. Iona, do you have a question for one of your opponents?
You know, I just, and I'm not, please, David, don't think I'm ganging up on you in this, but
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know because they're like, this is gonna sound bad, but like they're sexualizing them, so I don't think they want me to be sexualized.
I don't know, I feel like your story is a little suspicious.
I understand that, I understand that,
like,
but
yeah.
you look the part, you're cute, you're talkative, like
thank
you're
you.
bubbly,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think all of us were kind of ganging up on Hannah because we were just a little bit suspicious.
Right, right.
It's just bullshit from beginning to end, the whole ghost thing.
Yeah, ghosts, astrology, Amy Sedaris, if you're out there listening, we're not having it. We're not having it. And your brother and I are ganging up on you.
Well, we need to arrange an intervention.
Yes.
That's what we need to do.
No, I mean, you break up with Janice and I'll break up with Tony.
No, I mean, you break up with Janice, I'll break up with Tony. Ты расстаешься с Дженнис, я расстанусь с Тони.
Oh, you're breaking up with Tony?
Oh, you are breaking up with Tony. Ты расстаешься с Тони. Либо она уже приняла решение, present continuous передает как уже запланированное действие, как намерение, либо уже процесс происходит, как продолжающееся событие, уже процесс расставания, распада начался, происходит.
Yeah, I know, he's sweet, but it's just not fun anymore, you know?
Yeah, I know, he's sweet, but it's just not fun anymore, you know? Да, я знаю, он такой sweet, это милый, сладкий. А если о человеке, это еще добрый, такой милый, привлекательный. Думаю, она имеет в виду он. Но это просто не веселье больше. Это просто нет ничего приятного больше, ты знаешь.
I don't know if it's me or his hunger strike or
I don't know if it's me or his hunger strike or I don't know. Я не знаю, или это я, или его голодовка, или я не знаю. Hunger strike, обычно в тюрьме заключенные, когда объявляют голодовку, отказываются от пищи в знак протеста.
Hunger strike.
Так существительно как исчисляемое, так и неисчисляемое может быть. The act of refusing to eat for a long period of time in order to protest about something. Действие отказа от пищи на продолжительный период времени. In order to у нас используется для того, чтобы как знак протеста. В двух значениях может использоваться. Be on или go on.
Let's take a look at that.
In July 2013, 30,000 state prisoners went on hunger strike in California. The strike lasted for 2 months. It was the second one since 2011.
And said, yeah, he's guilty, he actually did it, and he probably should go to a camp. And Stus then did go to a camp and went on hunger strike and died 5 years later.
David fasted to prepare himself for God's will. He implored God to save the baby. But when God didn't, David was prepared to accept God's decision, trust in God's love and wisdom, and worship Him. If you are seeking the kingdom of God, then you must be seeking to have God's rule in your life right now. Remember, fasting isn't a hunger strike attempting to prepare God for your will.
Why do you have to break up with her? Be a man. Just stop calling.
If you want, I'll do it with you.
Oh, thanks, but I think she'd feel like we're ganging up on her.
No, I mean, you break up with Janice and I'll break up with Tony.
Oh, you're breaking up with Tony?
Yeah, I know, he's sweet, but it's just not fun anymore, you know? I don't know if it's me or his hunger strike or I don't know.
Ребята, если досмотрели до конца, не забудьте поставить лайк этому видео. Всем счастливо. Пока.